Hello, my name is Reid, and I'm here to share some thoughts with you about the census records for the British Isles and how you can use FamilySearch.org to look at those particular records. So the census returns were compiled for every 10 years, apart from 1941 during the war, the Second World War, from 1801. Those first few records from 1801 to 1831 were just a list of householders, and they were not kept as such. They were used just for statistical reasons, although 791 parishes did actually keep those, and they are stored with the parish registers. And let me just show you where you can find information about that. If we go to the search here, I'm on the home page within FamilySearch.org. Come down to the research wiki. I'm just going to choose England for now. And but you can choose, of course, with the research wiki, you can search anything there. And it has the topics down the side. Let's click at census. And here, can you see on the side here, it says pre-1841 census. And by clicking on that particular link, it gives you some information about those 791 and where you can actually find them by clicking on this University of Essex link. So that's really helpful. But of course, we want to be able to search the later records from a family history point of view. So again, I'm going to go back to the search and I'm going to click on records here. When we click on location here, and again, I'm just going to choose England. I'm going to first of all talk about England and Wales. So this is where you can just do a general search. And from here, you could just do a search for your ancestor. Let me just do a very general search for, in the interest of time, I'm just going to not put any more information in. Normally you would need to put in a bit more information than that, of course. You can see the different types of records, so you can search with a life event, a relationship, or you can filter the results by collection type. So I'm going to choose census there, and it will show me all of the William forfeits on the different census records. You see there's one here for 1851, 1891, etc. Sometimes you might want to actually just search a very specific census record. So let's just go back. So again, I'm on the England research page. Remember, I clicked on the map of England. Here we have a list of indexed historical records. And if we come down the page here, we can filter those by collection. I click on this little button here that says show all 88. And we can see here that it gives me all of the census returns that are available. Let's choose the 1891. Because this record has been indexed, I can again just type in a name. Remember, when you're doing your searches, not to, unless it's a very, very common name, don't make it too prescriptive. Don't kind of cut it down too much, as you may not get many matches. So here for this 1891 census, this one is all the way up in Cheshire. Let's have a look. So I can view the image by clicking on the camera. If you click on the text box, it will give you the transcription, but if possible, always go to the actual image so that you can decide exactly what it says. So this is William Forfeit. Here he is married, he's away from home, he's actually on a ship. This tells me that he was on this ship here. He's from Evergizzy in Cornwall. It tells me how old he was, etc, etc. Let's go back again to these other records. You can see how fairly easy this is to search the particular census records. Now, the 1841 census isn't quite as useful as the other census records. It was written in pencil on blue paper, so sometimes it's not particularly legible, but also they rounded the ages down to the closest 5 years. So if somebody was kind of 27, they might lie about their age, say they were 24, so they might only show as being 20 on the census. So take all that in mind when you're looking at the 1841 census records. And they would also, on the 1841, they would only have a Y or an N, meaning yes or no, as to whether they were born in the county where they were living at the time of the census. It doesn't actually give you the place where they were born, but in other census records from 1851 up to the 1911, they do give that information. So that's England, and Wales follows exactly the same process. Ireland is a little bit different. For Ireland, a lot of the Irish records were destroyed in a fire. We do have some Irish records. So again, I'm going to click on the little map here and go to Ireland. Now, of course, we know that in the British Isles there is a 100-year rule on the census records, so that you cannot see any records until over 100 years has passed. So of course we are all eagerly awaiting the publication of the 1921 census, which will be coming out next year. And of course this year, in 2021, we will all be participating in an actual census record. So for Ireland, let's see what records are available for Ireland. And again, these are available online on FamilySearch.org. So remember, you have free access to all of these records. So we can see here that there is a census for 1821, 31, 41 and 51. The years from 61 up to 91 were unfortunately destroyed in a fire. The 1901 and 1911 are available, but you can't actually see the images just yet of those. Those will take you to another site, to the Irish site. Let's look at this Ireland census for 1851. I'm just going to do a search for a fairly unusual name. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so nothing came up for him for the Blaco, but we can see that there are some records for a William Black. So let's have a look at the image. Did you see there it says that I can look at the actual image? So again, it is fairly different to view than the British records. So you would just obviously just turn this around here to flip the image. So let's just do that, and again. Go in a little bit. You can then read this record from the 1851 census for Ireland. So for Scotland records are available, but only on the fee-paying sites. So for Scotland, you will need to either look at Ancestry or Find My Past or Scotland's People. And if we look at that here, there are lots and lots of records for Scotland. You can only see a transcription, not the actual images. Just going to do a very quick search here for James Reid. As I said, just the transcription is available for Scotland. You would need to look at those. You can see the images within a family history centre or on a fee-paying site, but it's still really very, very useful information for our Reids. He was a handloom weaver, and all of his family there. And of course, that's the beauty of the census records, is it gives us a little snapshot of the whole family together, where they were living, their ages, where they were born, their occupations. And of course, it's really useful to look at every single census record that you can for your particular ancestors, because things will change. There will be different people in the household. You may find relatives living with them or next door to them. Birthplaces may also change, because if a person grew up in a particular place, they may think that was their birthplace. But in fact, if you go back to the earlier record where he or she was a child, the parent may well have given a very different place for his birthplace. Because they would know that information, but the actual person may have thought that they were brought up in a particular place. Okay, so you can see how FamilySearch.org is really useful for looking at census records, and such wonderful information that is there that helps us to find all of our ancestors. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that has been useful, and have fun with finding your ancestors in the census records.